What is up, you guys? So it's been a long time. I'm so excited to be back today. I did want to bring you guys a video that I thought would be really helpful right now for the holiday season, in case any of you guys were considering purchasing either of these items. So let's get started. So I didn't unbox this on here, but if you follow me on Instagram, you guys know that I did pick up the new Juste Un Clou with the diamonds. I want to say over a month. I did have to exchange it, but I'll get into all of that. But I did want to compare the two in case anyone was considering either purchasing the regular or the diamond version for Christmas. What I did want to say is I'm not going to be giving like specs and stuff like that. If you guys are interested in specs, measurements and stuff like that, I will go ahead and link my first luxuries video down below where she did compare the regular and the small without the diamonds. The specs are exactly the same, so I will link that down below, because if you guys want specs, there are videos for that. What I wanted to do was briefly touch on the reason why I picked it up, having this one, what made me purchase this one. Also, just to touch on whether or not I would have opted to purchase this one if it was available before I purchased this one. So that's what I wanted to touch on, just kind of like my thought process on the purchase. So reason number one that I decided to purchase the small was because I wanted to break up the yellow on my stack. It was starting to look like really yellow, like a lot of yellow, and I wanted to soften the look a little bit, and I really decided that I wanted to purchase this in the rose gold. I thought that it would give it like a really pretty dimension to my stack, having it a rose gold piece. The second reason that I opted to purchase it was because of the diamonds. I would have never considered purchasing this piece, like the small one, if it wasn't for the diamonds. Admittedly, the diamonds that are on this piece are very minimal, but they aren't, you know, a whole lot of diamonds. But it was enough for what I wanted. Now, one of the things that I had mentioned previously with regards to having a dainty piece, I had considered a diamond station bracelet for my stack. You guys know that I have the double love, and having both the double love and this one on this arm is very uncomfortable. So I realized that I wouldn't be able to get a dainty diamond station bracelet, because it really would wake me up, and it was like painful when I had the two dainty chain bracelets on here. It was really painful in the middle of the night. I'm not sure if it's because I'm like really fleshy, and that might not be an issue for you if you have like thinner arms or something, but for me it was just really painful to have two chains on one arm. Now, you guys know I do not take these off to go to sleep or anything. They literally live on my wrist. So because I knew I couldn't add a diamond station bracelet, I decided that this would be a really good way to do like a small amount of diamonds to my stack. And I was pretty satisfied with that. Admittedly, the diamond weight on this is really nothing to write home about. It is 0.18. That is not a whole lot. But you compare the regular Juste Un Clou with diamonds, I believe the carat weight that you get there is 0.84. So you don't even get a carat when you go into the regular Juste Un Clou with diamonds. So for me, this was a really sweet spot for the amount of diamonds that you're getting on either one. I feel that this is the better value, to be honest. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to get it. I thought that I was really done with Cartier, I have to be honest, and this piece really like threw me. I was really not expecting to purchase anymore, and then they brought it out, and I literally went gaga over it. I was kind of afraid of trying it on because I knew that if I tried it on, I would want it and do like crazy things. And so sure enough, I had, you know, this community, I love it so much, but we are a bunch of enablers with one another. And so, you know, when I would talk to people with regards to the bracelet, everyone told me to go try it on. And I kept telling them, I don't know, it's really scary because if I do like it, I'm gonna do crazy things. And they were like, well, you have to try it on. So I did. I tried it on, and I really, really did fall in love with it. So that was another reason why I picked it up, just because I did want a very small amount of diamonds. I have said that I don't have like a diamond lifestyle. My wedding bands are obviously diamonds and stuff. So I just thought that this was because it was just a little over here and not like all around, or nothing that was, you know, over the top, that this was the perfect amount of diamonds that I was comfortable with for day to day. I also did think that I would be taking this off on a daily basis, but I've been surprised that it's kind of stayed on my arm as well. I don't take it off, and I haven't had any problems with it. I haven't even had this like snag. I think this one kind of did, but I haven't, and I hate saying I haven't had it snag because I swear it'll happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm surprised that it hasn't. One of the things that I've noticed, because I have this, that the direction in which you have your clue really does create more problems for you. So if you have this part outward, it might create more problems. Sometimes if you have it the opposite, it'll create more problems. It really depends on like your wardrobe and stuff like that, the direction that you want to have it. I kind of interchange it depending on my mood. I will say I was wearing it the opposite way for like weeks and weeks, and then recently I just decided to change the direction again. So that's something that I do all of the time. I haven't had any issues with this one, even though I am sleeping with it. So there is that. The reason I opted to purchase this one was I really was trying to distinguish my stack. Now, I know I talked in my Cartier buying guide, I talked about, you know, finding a stack muse. Now, I found a stack muse, I want to say back in 2019. If I can, I'll post a photo of my original stack muse. And she had the diamond version. She also had the 5 motif Alhambra, and she had the small love. Now, I knew that I was not going to get the Juste Un Clou with the diamonds, the big one. I was always sure about that. So earlier, I want to say either this year or last year, at the end of last year, Bonjour Aika got her Juste Un Clou, and I loved her stack, and it was literally everything that I loved. It was a regular Juste Un Clou with a small love, and she had a sweet Alhambra. Hers is the heart with the red agate, and I thought, oh my god, that's it. Like, I opted to go with the white mother of pearl sweet Alhambra, you know, and I get like the exact same thing that somebody else has, but you know, make it your own. So for me, getting the small Juste Un Clou with the diamonds, I really was trying to distinguish my stack. One of the things that I don't see that frequently, obviously this is a new piece, which again, I'm not seeing it a lot. I'm seeing a lot of people just get this, you know, and you know, starting their stacks, because this is a great piece. Honestly, the price point is really, really amazing. But I was really trying to distinguish my stack. Again, I did do it in the rose gold to give it a different look as well. So that was another like selling point for me. I thought that that would be like really, really pretty and like different, and something that I hadn't seen that was still like me, that I liked. Even though I wasn't intending on purchasing any more, I swear, but this one was one of those pieces that was just too good to pass up. So I really, really do love the Juste Un Clou in the small, and I love it in the rose gold. I really, really do. I think it's so, so pretty. I love what it does next to my yellow Cartier pieces. So from my first luxuries video, she indicated that the small Juste Un Clou weighs 10 grams and the regular, I believe hers weighs 32 grams or 33 grams. Mine weighs 36. It is, I believe hers is in a size 16 and mine is in the size 18. So I am assuming that perhaps the size is why this one weighs a little bit more. I did go ahead and weigh this one as well, and this one also weighs 10 grams. Should drive home the point that the diamond weight is completely insignificant in this piece. It is visually appealing. Had this piece been available when I was in the market for this one, I will say this, I probably would have purchased this one and not purchased this one, and I would have regretted it. I want to be very, very honest with you guys. I can easily be like kind of I can get overly excited about something and then decide that that's the greatest thing ever, and then I will regret it. And so I'm really glad that this piece did come out after I purchased this one. They are two completely different bracelets. The way that I describe the Juste Un Clou in the regular is it literally looks like they took a nail and turned it into a bracelet. That is the feeling that I get with this one. It is very, very hardy. It is very industrial, and that's why I didn't want this one with the diamonds, because that is the look that I was going for. I feel that when you start adding diamonds to this piece, it takes away from the industrialness and it does make it a lot more feminine. Obviously, if that's what you like, then that makes sense for you. For me, I really wanted to have the industrial looking clue in the regular. So with the small Juste Un Clou, it really does look like they created a jewelry piece to look like a nail. And that's how I would distinguish the two. I'm not sure if that makes sense to anybody. It makes sense in my head that this is just, it looks rugged. This looks like a piece of jewelry. That's the only way that I could describe it. And I hope that helps you and doesn't confuse you. But yeah, I know that this is the piece that I prefer. You need to decide what it is about the Juste Un Clou that you like. Are you trying to go for like a bold statement piece? Go with the regular. If you're trying to have it look dainty and like a piece of jewelry, then go with the small and the diamonds. It is very, very beautiful. I love them both. I love this one because it's pretty and it looks like jewelry, and I love this one because it is industrial looking, it is bold, it is just visually appealing for me. And while they both look like nails, I feel like they look like two completely different pieces altogether for me. So let's talk about comfort. Obviously, because the Juste Un Clou in the regular size is heavier, it is more robust, it is more uncomfortable. And I don't want to be like, oh my God, this is the most comfortable jewelry ever. It's not. It's not like comfortable like this. I've always said this. I don't even feel that this is on here. This is extremely like comfortable, not bothersome, maybe because it's the only thing that I have over here, but this situation here is not comfortable. It isn't. This is really, really heavy, and I do think that if it was like a singular piece, it would be more comfortable, but because I have more going on, it isn't as comfortable. This one, I can hardly feel like it's on. It doesn't bother me at all. And if this one is uncomfortable, it's only because this one's bothering it. It'll go on top of it, and then it'll sit there creating more of a, it'll make this section like really, really heavy. So if it just sat here by itself, it would just be uncomfortable like wherever it's sitting. but it just creates a problem for the rest of them. So I would say that the small is more comfortable, but I know a lot of people talk about how this one gets caught and stuff like that, and I find that uncomfortable. Like those kinds of situations I find very uncomfortable. I will say that has not happened to me yet, so yeah, I'm not expecting that to happen, but yeah, it hasn't been an issue for me yet. So definitely the small is going to be more comfortable for sure. And I know a lot of people, I just wanted to touch on this because I think people think that this one is going to be comfortable because it doesn't have anything, but you should know that there's a screw, at least on this one, there's one on this side. So when I'm sleeping, that screw like digs in there, and then I wake up and I have like a big old mark. Now if you have the regular Love, you're going to get those screws on either side, and that is very uncomfortable. So I don't want people to think like, oh, this is not uncomfortable at all. That's not true. And I feel like not enough people talk about the screws on the inside. Those dig in and they're very, very painful. So this one is not. And I actually didn't mention it when I had my dupe Love, because for some reason I thought that it was because it was a dupe that it was uncomfortable. And I was surprised that it was the same thing with the Cartier. It is very uncomfortable. So, and I do think that, if what I'm saying about this is gonna, say, you know what, I don't even want this, I just want the Love, you should know that this one also has things that are uncomfortable too. I would say that this one less because there's only one screw, and it really depends on which side you leave your screw. But I digress. Back to these. If you're looking for comfort, definitely stick to the small. If you don't like to be uncomfortable at all, stick with the small. If you don't mind dealing with some uncomfortness, if you have a big stack already, like 2 Love bracelets, this stuff gets really, really heavy. So maybe go with the small. Also, if this is going to be like your first piece and you don't mind the weight, that's actually what you love, then definitely go with the regular. It's a great, beefy, just delicious piece that I absolutely love. I'm thrilled that I purchased this one first and that this one came out after, so that I didn't have to be chasing this one, because I'm glad that things happened this way, because I don't regret anything that's happening here. And if what you want is the regular, do not settle for the small just because it has the diamonds. Stick to what you want and decide what is specifically the reason why you want the Juste Un Clou. Is it the architectural aspect of it, the industrial look of it? Stick with the regular. If that is what you love about it, stick with the regular. If you're looking for a piece of jewelry that looks like jewelry, go with the small. So the price point is obviously a factor. This one costs several $1,000s more than this one. But if this is the one that's going to make you happy, literally go with this one, bite the bullet and go with this one. I really, really do recommend that you stick to that, because it's really easy to get really excited about the price point on this one and the diamonds on it, and then think that, oh, maybe I don't need this one after all. I know for me, I would still be chasing this one if what I wanted was that industrial, beefy, like architecturally eye-catching piece. I would still be chasing this one, and this one would it just would never fill that space like this one does. The other thing that I wanted to say is in pictures, because this is really and I'm trying to demonstrate that here. I feel like they both do show up, but depending on your wardrobe and if it's the only piece that you have on, let me just, so this is what that one looks like by itself. This is the small. Now, if you have this facing outward, I feel like it does look bigger. It looks significantly bigger. when you wear it this way, with this going that way. To other people, it's eye-catching. To you, it won't be, but to other people, it will be, just because the nail is right there. So that's what that looks like by itself. And again, I'm plus size. And then as you get further away, the detail obviously kind of, it gets lost. Now here is my regular Juste Un Clou. And let me change the direction just so you also see what I'm talking about. When I have it there, I mean, that is so chunky. And because this part is like significantly bigger, it also catches the light a lot more. I hope I'm making sense. But, and then here they are together, both going in the same direction. Now let's just touch on sizing. Again, you guys know that I purchased this in a size 18 and I should have purchased it in a size 17. Now, when I went to purchase this one, I thought, you know what? Let me go ahead and purchase this one in a size 18, just like this one. That way it wouldn't be that obvious that, you know, this one is bigger. Now, it actually had the opposite effect and it made it look bigger. So I did go ahead and exchange my original 18 on this one, and I did buy it in the 17, which is the appropriate size for stacking. And it really just blended in perfectly. I really love how that looks. So I love that this one is bigger. I love how far down it comes. And I love that this is like, you know, more stationary there. So I did opt to go with the size, the correct size with this one the second time around. But yeah, that is what that looks like together. So I do hope that you found this video helpful. Do let me know also in the comment section down below if any of you are considering either of these for the holiday season and which one is the one that you're leaning towards the most. I am happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. I really do appreciate your time, and I will chat with you guys later.